Welcome to my channel.
Have you ever considered listening to podcasts? It can be a great way to improve your listening skills and expand your vocabulary, as well as learning new phrases and idioms. Additionally, by listening to how the hosts express their thoughts and ideas, you can improve your own conversational skills. There are countless benefits to listening to podcasts, and it's a fun and engaging way to learn something new. Before we begin this podcast, I'd like to start with a question. Have you ever experienced issues with overthinking? If so, how did you manage to overcome it? Please feel free to leave your comments below. Now, let's dive into our podcast.
Hey Elena, it's been a while. How have you been doing?
Hi Marco. I've been doing well. Thanks for asking. How about you?
To be honest, I'm still struggling with my English learning. It's been a bit frustrating.
I'm sorry to hear that. What seems to be the issue?
It's hard to pinpoint one particular problem. I often find myself getting stuck when speaking, whether it's due to grammar or vocabulary issues.
I can understand how that can be frustrating. Have you tried any new techniques or methods to help you improve your English skills?
Yeah, I've been trying to watch more English shows and movies, and I've been practicing speaking with native speakers online, but it still feels like I have a long way to go.
Let me help you out a bit. Do you remember the difference between on time and in time?
Oh yeah, I studied that a while ago. But I still have trouble using it correctly when I speak English.
I can understand why it might be tricky. But it's important to practice using the phrases in context. Otherwise, it's difficult to apply what you've learned.
That makes sense. Do you have any tips for how to practice using on time and in time in the right situations?
One way to practice is to come up with different scenarios and then use the phrases in a sentence. For example, I arrived at the airport on time for my flight, or I finished my work in time for the deadline. It may also be helpful to listen to how native speakers use these phrases in conversation.
Can you help me to understand the difference between on time and in time?
On time means doing something at the right time, like arriving at the airport at the time your flight is supposed to leave. In time means doing something with enough time to spare, like finishing your work before the deadline.
Oh, I see. So, on time means doing something at the exact time it is supposed to happen, and in time means doing something with enough time before it is due.
I can give you another example. Let's say you have a meeting at 3 p.m. If you arrive at 3 p.m., you're on time. But if you arrive at 2:45 p.m., you're in time.
Oh, I see. So, if I arrive at the exact time of the meeting, I'm on time. But if I arrive a little early, I'm in time.
Yes, that's correct. Being in time means you're not only on schedule, but you also have some extra time to prepare or get settled before the meeting starts.
I get it now. Thanks for the helpful examples, Elena.
I can teach you some phrases to improve your English skills. For example, if you want to thank somebody, you can say, "It's very kind of you," or "Thank you so much for doing that."
That's helpful. What if I couldn't hear the last part of a phrase? How can I ask the speaker to repeat it?
Good question. You can politely ask, "I'm sorry, I didn't catch the last word. Could you please repeat that?"
Now, let's start the podcast conversation.
Hey Marco, how are you feeling today? You called me last night and you seemed really worried. Is everything okay?
Oh, hey Elena. Thanks for asking. Yeah, I was feeling a bit overwhelmed last night.
Anything serious? Do you want to talk about it?
I don't know. I've just been overthinking everything. Every decision I make, every conversation I have, it's like my brain won't shut off.
I understand. Overthinking can be really tough to manage, but it's great that you're looking for ways to handle it.
Yeah, I just feel like my overthinking is excessive compared to other people. It's like I can't control my thoughts sometimes. It feels like I can't turn it off sometimes.
I hear you. It can be really frustrating when our minds feel like they're working against us. Have you tried any strategies to help calm your thoughts?
I've tried a few things, like deep breathing and journaling, but I still find myself getting caught up in my thoughts.
I get that. It can take time to find techniques that work for you. Have you considered talking to a mental health professional? They might be able to offer some additional strategies or support.
Thank you for understanding, Elena. To be honest, I'm more comfortable sharing my thoughts and feelings with my family. However, I'm a bit worried that they might get angry with me or think less of me if I open up to them.
I hear you, Marco. It's natural to feel worried about how others may react to our thoughts and feelings. Have you talked to your family about your concerns?
Not really. I guess I just don't want to disappoint them or make them feel like I can't handle things on my own.
What is overthinking? Overthinking is when you spend too much time thinking about something and can't stop. It's like being stuck in your thoughts and worrying too much about a situation or problem. This can make you feel stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed.
I've been feeling really down lately. All of my friends seem so happy and they're always posting pictures with their significant others. Meanwhile, I feel frustrated and sad about my own life.
It's completely normal to feel that way, Marco. However, it's important to keep in mind that what we see on social media is often just a small part of people's lives. People usually only share the good moments and don't show the struggles and hardships they may be going through. So, even if it looks like everyone else is living their best life, there may be more going on behind the scenes that we're not aware of.
I never thought about it that way. I guess people only post the things that make them look good.
Exactly. And even if someone seems happy on social media, it doesn't mean they're happy all the time. Everyone goes through tough times, even if they don't show it online.
That's a good point. I shouldn't compare my life to others based on what I see online.
Exactly. It's important to focus on your own journey and not compare yourself to others. What makes you happy and fulfilled may be different from what makes someone else happy.
You're right. I need to focus on my own life and what makes me happy, instead of worrying about what other people are doing.
That's a great attitude to have, Marco. Remember, social media is just a highlight reel. It's not a reflection of real life.
I keep thinking too much about my past mistakes, which is making me feel sad. I also worry a lot about what might happen in the future, and that makes me overthink things.
Hey, Marco. I'm really sorry to hear that you're going through a tough time. It's completely normal to feel down when dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Just know that you're not alone in this, and there are definitely ways to manage these feelings.
Firstly, I have to identify what triggers me. What makes me overthink? Because without knowing what makes me overthink, I cannot deal with it.
I completely agree with you. Identifying the root causes of our overthinking or what's causing us trouble is an important first step. Writing them down on paper can help us gain clarity and better understand our thoughts and feelings.
Yeah, that's a good idea. After identifying what triggers me, what's the next step?
Once you've identified the triggers, the next step is to challenge the thoughts that are causing you to overthink. Ask yourself if the thoughts are rational and if they're helping you in any way. If not, try to reframe them in a more positive and constructive way.
That's a good point. I think reframing my thoughts could be really helpful.
It definitely can be. It takes practice, but it can help you break the cycle of overthinking and start to view things in a more balanced way.
Thanks for the advice, Elena. I appreciate your support.
Of course, anytime. Remember, it takes time and effort to overcome overthinking, but it's worth it. And if you ever need someone to talk to, I'm here for you.
Thanks, Elena. That means a lot to me.
If you found the video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.
Hello, friends! In today's episode, we'll be discussing a very crucial, informative, and interesting topic. I hope you'll enjoy the conversation and learn a lot from this video. If you do learn something, try implementing it in your own life to improve yourself. Plus, by improving your English, you'll also gain some knowledge. I promise that you won't be disappointed if you stick around till the end. Before we begin, let me ask you a question. Which social media platform do you use the most? Which one do you think is the best? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. What's the mean, dark side of social media? Well, social media can have negative effects on our mental health and well-being. For example, constant comparison with others, cyberbullying, and addiction are some of the dark sides of social media.
Hi, Tom. It's been a while since we last saw each other. You look tired. Are you feeling okay?
Hey, Daisy. Yeah, I've been feeling a bit weak lately. Some of my friends pointed it out to me, and now I'm starting to take it seriously.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Is there anything going on that might be making you feel this way? Have you been taking good care of yourself lately?
I'm feeling a bit lost lately. I've been spending most of my time at home and not doing much physical activity like I used to. It's making me feel a little down, you know?
I understand your situation, and I'm here to help. I recommend taking a break from online video games and limiting your social media use to the extent possible. Additionally, consider taking a short walk outside to refresh your mind and improve your mood. These simple steps can have a significant impact on your overall well-being.
Wow, great tips. Hey, Daisy, don't you use social media or play video games?
I don't like to play games online. How about you?
I enjoy playing games online, as you know, but I can understand why some people might not like it. What about social media? Do you use it often?
Yes, I do use social media, but I think there should be a limit to its usage. It can be a bit overwhelming at times.
When something is overwhelming, it means it feels like too much or too intense. Imagine trying to carry a huge pile of books all at once. It's too much for you to handle comfortably. Similarly, when someone says social media can be overwhelming, they mean it feels like there's too much information or it's too stressful to handle. For example, someone might say, I find social media overwhelming because there are so many posts and notifications to keep up with.
I don't keep my phone with me all the time and try to keep it at a distance.
I completely understand. It's important to find a healthy balance in everything we do, especially when it comes to social media. I never felt that I was wasting my valuable time from my life.
Yeah, it's definitely a serious problem. Nobody talks openly on this topic. Now you tell me how much time to spend on social media every day.
I don't really count how much time I spend on social media, but if I had to guess, I'd say I spend about 4 to 5 hours on it each day. How about you, Daisy?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not very active on social media. I usually spend around 20 minutes to an hour, but not more than that. I like to limit my time on social media and focus on other things.
I feel like it's hard to find enough time to meet my friends and improve my relationships with them. Instead of celebrating with them offline, I often end up tagging them a happy birthday on social media.
It's a great point. It's better to call and talk to your friends instead of just tagging them on social media. I believe that personal conversations are more meaningful than just wishing someone online. It's important to maintain our relationships in real life and not just on social media. What do you think? Do you prefer having a real conversation with your friends or just tagging them on social media?
Honestly, I completely agree with you, Daisy. Personal conversations definitely feel more genuine and meaningful. I've been trying to make more effort to connect with my friends offline. It's just so much more fulfilling than a quick tag or comment online.
Well, do you use Facebook?
Yes, sometimes. And what about you?
Not really. As we know, Facebook was founded in 2004 by Harvard University student Mark Zuckerberg. Many Facebook users around the world are addicted to Facebook, the second largest website in the world. They spend most of their day on Facebook. Before going to sleep, many of them post statuses, and when they wake up, they post new statuses again.
However, just as there are many positive aspects of Facebooking, there are also some negative aspects. A big university in the US found out about these bad things in their research.
Did you know that there are some downsides to using Facebook? Some studies have shown that excessive use of Facebook can have a negative impact on our mental health and well-being. For example, constantly comparing ourselves to others on social media can make us feel unhappy or inadequate. Additionally, the more time you spend on Facebook, the worse you'll feel. Research shows that people tend to compare themselves with others who receive more likes on their posts. Seeing others' beautiful, funny profile pictures can make one feel their own life is less exciting or colorful in comparison.
I don't know what they get in return for posting these. Are there other studies investigating how Facebook can make us feel bad?
Two researchers, Holly B. Shakya and Nicholas A. Christakis, studied how using social media affects people's well-being. They looked at how people use Facebook, like giving likes to posts, making their own posts, and clicking on links. The researchers also asked people to name 4 friends they talk to about important things and 4 friends they hang out with. They collected this information for 2 years to see how social media affects people's well-being over time. The researchers found that having a good social network in real life is good for people's well-being, but spending more time on Facebook is bad for physical and mental health and life satisfaction. They also found that people who give more likes and click on more links tend to have lower well-being. Spending a lot of time on Facebook also makes people feel worse after a few days.
Not only that, but also lack of privacy. There are many things about ourselves that we don't want everyone to know. But because of Facebook, even if you don't want to, it can share those things. It's like your mind is being read unknowingly. It's better to keep personal matters personal by staying away from Facebook.
Research from the psychology department at Utah University has shown that many people feel disappointed with their own lives when they see others' success or happy news on Facebook. It drains their mental strength to take life positively.
Hey, I was wondering if you know anything about TikTok addiction. I heard that it's more addictive than Instagram or YouTube. Is that true?
Yes, Tom. There have been some studies that show that TikTok can be more addictive than other social media platforms like Instagram or YouTube. One of the reasons for this is that TikTok uses an algorithm that shows users the content they are most likely to enjoy. And this can make users spend more time on the app.
That's interesting. I've also noticed that some of my friends spend hours scrolling through TikTok videos.
Absolutely. Did you know that on TikTok you don't even have to search for videos? You can just swipe and the next video will start playing automatically. And the rewards are instant, with new rewards every 20 or 25 seconds. It's designed to keep you engaged for longer periods of time.
Hey Daisy, what are your thoughts on watching short videos?
Well, I believe that we should try to limit our time watching short videos as much as possible.
Yeah, it's really easy to get sucked into watching them for hours.
Exactly. The problem is that we get quick bursts of entertainment, but it's not very fulfilling in the long run. Plus, it can be a big distraction from other important things in our lives.
That's a good point. I've noticed that I tend to procrastinate more when I'm watching videos.
Yes, that's a common problem. Sometimes we just need to be aware of how we're spending our time and make a conscious effort to prioritize things that are more productive or fulfilling.
I see.
Hey, I just wanted to bring up an important topic with you. It's easy to get addicted to online games, and this isn't just a problem for adults. Kids can get hooked too. Parents need to monitor their children's screen time and limit their access to mobile devices. Encourage your kids to play outside or spend time with friends and family. Let's make sure we're all living balanced and healthy lives, okay?
Absolutely. But I think that children should not be allowed to use mobile phones. I believe that mobile phones can distract children from their studies and affect their overall growth and development. However, if children need to use mobile phones for studying, they should do so under the supervision of their parents. This way, parents can ensure that their children are using mobile phones for study purposes only and not getting distracted by other things. It is important to strike a balance between using technology for academic purposes and enjoying other activities that promote overall growth and development.
Hey, have you ever noticed how uneasy and uncomfortable we feel when someone takes our mobile phone for a few minutes, even in an emergency? Our minds are constantly thinking about our phones, right? It's because we're so used to being connected to our devices all the time. But it's important to take a break from our phones once in a while and focus on other things around us. This can help us feel more relaxed and refreshed. What do you think? Have you ever tried taking a break from your phone?
Absolutely, Daisy. It's essential to take breaks from our devices and live in the moment. Personally, I've found that disconnecting from my phone and spending time with friends and family can be incredibly refreshing. What about you? Have you found any specific activities or hobbies that help you unwind and disconnect from technology?
Absolutely, Tom. I totally agree with you. Disconnecting from technology can really recharge our batteries. For me, I've also been reading religious books and self-development books. They've been a great escape from the digital world.
We should try everything that can help to stay away from devices.
Did you know that social media apps are designed in a way that makes you want to keep using them?
Really? Why is that?
Well, the companies that make these apps have done a lot of research to figure out what makes people want to keep scrolling. They even hire experts in psychology to study how people's minds work.
That's interesting. So, what kind of things do they do to keep people using the apps?
Everything from the colors they use to the way the buttons are arranged on the screen. They know how to make the app look and feel addictive so that people want to keep using it. And they pay these experts a lot of money to do it.
What tips would you suggest to help people avoid falling into the trap of social media?
To overcome social media addiction, one of the ways is to uninstall the apps from your phone. The reason behind it is easy accessibility. If you want to break the addiction cycle, you need to reduce the ease of access. Nowadays, it's effortless to access social media platforms like Facebook. You just need to unlock your phone and tap on the app icon. So, what can we do to limit our usage? One of the solutions is to log in through your browser instead of using the app. It won't be as easy as it is now to open those apps. If you find it hard to do this, you can turn off all notifications from Facebook. Another option is to use social media only on your laptop. This can also help you reduce your social media usage.
If you found the video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.